Hello, 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 and welcome. Well, I'm excited about today's video. After 90 shots in on a GLP-1, specifically Mounjaro, I have learned so many things. And I'm just going to tell you, after 90 weeks, I have learned that Mounjaro helps curb your appetite. It helps your brain not have food noise and think about food all the time. But guess what it doesn't do? It doesn't give you discipline. That's when your daily choices that you make come into play, where you're moving your body, you're meal prepping. You still have to plan your meals, you still have to move your body, and you still have to change your mindset. So, Mounjaro has absolutely been life-changing, and after 90 shots in, I can still continue to say that and say that proudly. But it also is the choices that I have made as well to get me to this point. Now I am 82 pounds down. I never thought I would be 82 pounds down taking the GLP-1. I really did not. So I'm excited. You know, this is the most weight that I have ever lost at one time in my entire life. So I am beyond excited about that. The GLP-1 definitely started my journey, but I am the one that's keeping it going, even when those tough days get here. The second thing I've learned is that weight loss is more mental than physical. How do I know that, and why do I say that? Because at the beginning of my journey, I focused on that scale. I remember thinking when I first took the injection and I was seeing results and I was losing. And even though to me I was losing slow and steady, I was losing consistently. But I thought, geez Louise, like I might be at my goal weight in 6 months. Now, I don't know why I believe that, because I had seen and heard of people losing so fast. And I learned during times like those and thoughts like those, after, seeing how my body was reacting to the medicine, is not to compare. And so that's when that whole mental game comes into play. And you have to really say to yourself, this is my journey. This is what I'm going to lose and how I'm going to get healthy in my own time. And if you can conquer that, and if you can change that mindset, you are on your way to whatever your goal is. If you have learned how to talk to yourself differently, and you have learned to say to yourself, it's okay to go at my own pace, you have definitely won the mental game, right? You just got to shift that mental thought to think, this is my journey. I'm not going to compare myself to anyone, and I can do it. And once you have that mental shift and not focus so much on the scale, you are pretty much there. You are there. So you just have to stay consistent and hang in there. So changing my body also helped change my mind. So that brings us to lesson number 3. Lesson number 3 is slow results are still results. They really are. And after a while, if you're losing fast and furious and then you start to slow up, you might hit a stall, you hit those plateaus. A lot of people get worried at that point. And I'm going to say to you, I even experienced that. But we have to change that. Once I shifted my mind and I really believed, and I said it over and over to myself, slow does not mean never. If I'm a slow responder, if I'm slow and steady, if I'm just slow with dropping those pounds, that's okay. Now, I am not a slow responder, but I do consider myself slow and steady. And more importantly, I am consistent. I am consistent with what I'm doing. So even when the scale doesn't show that I'm losing, I'm seeing it in other areas. I'm seeing it in my clothes. I'm wearing clothes that I couldn't fit. I couldn't even squeeze into. I'm wearing shoes that I couldn't fit, that hurt my feet. Now they feel like I'm walking on a cloud. I love that. I just love the non-scale victories of it all. So if you watch my channel, I'm all about non-scale victories. And if you're new here, settle in, because we're going to be embracing those things that the scale does not show, that the scale is not showing. Those non-scale victories, they are going to comfort you, and they are going to keep you motivated when that scale is not moving. Or the scale might even teeter up and go up a little bit. But those non-scale victories, those inches lost, they're still going to be there. So it's not about speed. And once I stopped chasing speed on this journey, as far as losing weight, I started building my forever health profile in my forever body. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working towards, a great health span. That brings me to number 4. And the 4th thing I learned is that health is bigger than the number. It's about your labs. What about your labs? Are they gonna bring you down? They're gonna lift you up. Yeah, yeah. You guys know that TLC song. You gotta sing in here. So let me just get my labs. Let's talk about the numbers of it all. When I started the GLP-1 Mounjaro in February of 2024, my A1C was in the diabetic range. I was at a 7.6%. In October of 2025, when I had my labs checked, I was at a 5.6%, which put me in the normal range. So I am in the normal range. I'm so excited about that. That was probably my main goal, even over the weight loss when I started this journey, was to hit that A1C goal. So I am beyond excited about that. Another non-scale lab victory for me is my high blood pressure. My high blood pressure in February of 2024 was at 138/80. And as of October of 2025, my high blood pressure was 122/76. 122/76. I was so excited. So, I mean, just having that high blood pressure linger for so long, and I never took meds for it. That's one of the things. I didn't take the meds, and I was determined that I was going to get that down. That was like a goal of mine that I've set. So I have achieved that second goal, and I actually achieved the high blood pressure goal before the A1C. So I'm excited. I'm beyond excited. And then finally, my cholesterol that I'm going to share with you. In February of 2024, when I started my journey, it was at a 197. My overall cholesterol, it's supposed to be under 200. I was teetering on going over there. My LDL cholesterol, which is the not so good cholesterol, that was at a 123. Well, in October, that all changed. My total cholesterol is at a 186. So I am excited. I'm excited about that. And my LDL actually went down, and it is at 104. It's supposed to be at 100. So I am so close to dropping that under 100. So that is my goal, to do that. But I'm just beyond excited. It motivates me. I think I might hang this up so I can see whenever I start to lose a little bit of faith, whenever I start to lose a little bit of my confidence in this journey, when I don't see that scale moving and I don't see things happening the way I want, because we all have personal goals we set for ourselves. And I'm going to hang this up somewhere in my house, or put this on my refrigerator so I can always remind myself of how far I've come, and that I want to either maintain that or get even better. So I didn't just lose weight, I gained health. And I love that. And finally, I will say, the fifth thing I've learned is that being consistent and having a community changes everything. Consistency, I talk about this on my channel. That means doing something more than you're not, right? Most of the time you're doing it. It's not perfection. You're not perfectly doing it, but you are doing the right things more than you're not. And I have been consistent on this journey. I will say 90 weeks I have been consistent, and I'm going to give myself kudos for that. Kudos for that, because I love that. And my weight has been the only thing in my life that I really had struggled with, and I didn't realize the reason why. Now that we know the role they play in our body and in our minds, now we can make adjustments, get the support and the tools we need, and we can take off from there. And let me just say, the community, the GLP-1 community, is unmatched. It is just so much support in this community. I am so glad that I decided to document my journey. I'm just not documenting my journey. What I discovered along the way is the little things that I was doing that I thought were no big deal. It was an inspiration, and it was helpful and supportive for so many other people. So that community support, it just not just the Downsizing Diva coming on here talking to you and trying to motivate you. You also motivate me, and you motivate me to want to do better, to want to help more, to want to reach out and be a support in this community. So I appreciate that. And I'm going to say to you, consistency brings confidence, but confidence can change lives. And that's what I want to do. On this journey, I have the confidence, and I'm moving forward, and I am going to reach my goals. And as I reach my goals, I want to help you reach yours. So those are the things that I have learned. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey. If you are new to the channel, come along with me and let's support each other. My next goal is to be 100 pounds down. And then once I'm 100 pounds down, I'm going to be looking at the next goal I want to set for myself, which is to get my weight out of that overweight category, right? I want to be just like my A1C is in the normal range. I want my body weight ultimately to be in the normal range, my BMI. So we shall see. You know, goals change, things change, people change. But one thing that will not change is I am so glad you're supporting me. So thank you for watching. If you made it this far, give me 2 red hearts in the comment section. And let me know, how many shots are you in on your GLP-1 journey? And what are some things that stand out that you have learned? I want you to like and share this video, subscribe for more updates, and join me live. Join me live. That's the community part of this. I love to interact live. Join me live 3 days a week. I'm live on Wednesdays at 8:30. I'm live on Fridays at 8:30 p.m., both Eastern times, and I'm live on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. I would also like to encourage you to visit my Stand store for free trackers and guides, ebooks, anything that you might need to help you on your GLP-1 journey. You can check out the link to my Stand store in the description of this video. And finally, I want you to take great care of yourself. And remember, slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit. Downsizing, Diva.